Hello teachers, how are you? To start with, I should thank all of you for successfully completing the distance education program. Teachers, you must be knowing that after we started this distance education program, some corporate schools too started this program, and according to what the information that I got, they never kept the spirit of the program. Our program was child-centric, but the way they organized the so-called online classes or whatever name they have given to that, was the spirit was lacking, and many parents were the public, they were hating those programs. But our program was successful. From yesterday onwards, we are getting scores of messages from parents. Many parents are thanking all the teachers from the bottom of their heart. The success of our program lies in the fact that we kept the child as the focus of our education. It was not a show off, it was not a ritual. We heartfully wanted to involve the children in the program. So I would like to thank all of you for this effort. Teachers, today is 25th April. Under normal circumstances, your summer vacations should be beginning from today. When teachers go on summer vacation, we the executives, my correspondent, principals and admin staff and all these people, we start making preparations for the next year. For example, recruiting teachers for the vacancies, ordering and getting various things like handbook, ID cards, uniform, books, various things to getting the building ready, undertaking the repairs of toilets, of the floors, of the benches, all these things. This is the time we should be starting all that. But now we are in a different situation. As of now, according to our knowledge, as all of you know, May 7th, there is a probability of not totally lifting the lockdown, but giving some kind of a relaxation. But Hyderabad city, we are in red zone, so we don't know what is going to happen. Anyway, we have to take things ahead. So we have started, instead of conducting personal interviews, we have started the process of selecting teachers through Zoom interviews, Zoom conference. And I understood that this method is as effective as personal interview. You all know that it is me who undertake the personal, who interview the candidates and who finally select the candidates for various posts. Yesterday itself, we have started the process of Zoom interviews and it is working out well. I am able to fathom the candidates 360 degrees and able to take a decision whether a particular candidate is capable of joining our ranks or not. Okay. Now, this video message is for all the teachers of Slate. In this video, I am going to discuss as to what can be the scenario for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Teachers, as of now, there are two broad opinions with regard to what is going to happen in the upcoming future. The first opinion, with the lockdown maybe extended by another few days, the corona cases will be totally eliminated. There will be no corona. So India as well as our state, remember I am broadcasting this to Slate Tirupati, Slate Vijayawada and Hyderabad teachers as well. So corona-free Telangana, corona-free Andhra Pradesh, corona-free India. I mean, that is the expectation. Maybe another 15 days, 20 days, whatever time. So if that happens, nothing like that, by the come the month of June, India, our states, Telangana as well as Andhra Pradesh will be corona-free, and there will be no obstacle whatsoever in running the school. In such a case, probably the government will allow the schools to reopen on June 11th, 12th or 13th or whatever date. Maybe few days earlier, few days later. If the scenario 1 prevails. There is another opinion which says that even though the governments are trying their best, in fact we should salute the efforts of both central as well as state governments. We got very effective leadership. The government machinery is working all out, dedicatedly they are working. In spite of this, the coronavirus being what it is, it cannot be totally eliminated. The cases will continue. So, for the next few months, could be 4 months or so, we have to manage the situation. This is second opinion. My personal opinion is also, like the second opinion is my personal opinion. Of course, in running the school, my personal opinions doesn't matter. As a person, I am thinking that even though government is making best efforts, coronavirus being what it is, taking the international experience in mind, it cannot be, we cannot become corona free. So we have to manage the situation. Social distancing will become a norm, and carefully every activity has to be planned. Now, Denmark, one of the European countries, have reopened the schools last week. Not last week, 5 days ago, probably from Monday. Then Germany, where the COVID-19 has taken a serious tone, has decided, the government of Germany has decided to start schools from May 4th. New Zealand is relaxing the norms from next Monday. From next Tuesday, the government has asked schools to reopen, but has given an option to the parents. They can send the children physically to school, or they can go for online schooling in connection, from the school, with the help of the school. So, if the first opinion, the first one prevails, if we become corona free, there will be absolutely no problem. So, that is option 1, plan A. But we should be prepared for the worst, isn't it? Nothing wrong in preparing for the worst. So, plan B. Before I explain plan B, let me clearly tell you what has to be done should be decided by government. Government will make the rules and regulations. We have to follow it. Just no doubt in that. We cannot frame our own rules and regulations. It is only that, according to plan B, we are getting ourselves ready. Teachers, you know that almost 15 days ago, I have sent a voice message to all our parents telling that there will be no fee hike for the next academic year. Keeping the economic distress in mind, I took this decision. Incidentally, I was waiting in the waiting hall of a TV office before the start of the live show. There I thought, I took the decision immediately and I broadcast the message. Now, government of Telangana has come out with the same order. I got a feeling, I don't have proofs, I just feel that probably our model has become a kind of like government, apart from other information, has also taken our decision into account. Maybe we might have served as a kind of model to the government. Of course, our Chief Minister KCR is a great man who can take great decisions, no doubt. But after all, government needs feedback from people. Nothing wrong in giving feedbacks. So this model, Plan B model that I am proposing, may become a kind of model for the government to act. We don't know. Nothing wrong in proposing our ideas, but let me tell, finally the decision lies with the government. So now my Plan B model. What is Plan B? If we don't become corona free, and if you have to manage with corona, as it is happening with Denmark, New Zealand and many other countries. So what about the schools? What about reopening? As I told you, those governments have taken a decision to reopen the schools. But you can't have full strength in the class. For example, in a class, 25 children. They sit close by. One bench, 2 people, 2 children. Next bench, another 2 children. So there can't be any social distancing. If you have to manage with corona, social distancing is a must. In such a case, how to run the school? If children don't come to the school, there will be a lot of negative impact on them, on their physiology as well as on their psychology. It's not just the studies. More than anything else, children should come out, should meet their friends, should meet their teachers. This is the reasoning behind the decisions of Government of Denmark, Government of Germany, Government of New Zealand. Now, if government takes a decision tomorrow, what kind of decisions may be taken? I am proposing a model. The school should work in 2 shifts. Say morning 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock or 11:30. Then 1 hour lunch break. These children go back home. Then afternoon 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 4:30 or even 5 o'clock. So second shift. How? For example, class 1 A section. If there are say 25 or 26 children in the class, only 13, the first 13 roll numbers should come in the morning session. The next 13 roll numbers, roll number 14 to 26 in the afternoon session. So that at any given point of time, there are only half of the children in the class. So benches are the same, classroom space is same, but just half of the strength. On any given day, out of 10 children, 1 child is absent for various reasons. So that brings the number further down. So we can manage, we can maintain social distance. No overcrowding. Even in the morning transport also, the school has to start at 8:30. Not all the parents should drop at 8:30. Some staggered timing should be given. Some parents should come at 8:15. Some vans, school transport vans, should come at 8:15. Some at 8:30, some at 8:45. In that way, half an hour time. Even while leaving, not all parents can come in a crowd to pick their children. Not all autos can come at a time to pick the children. Again, the timing should be given. So-and-so children at so-and-so time. So that there is no overcrowding. Now, the question is, the school is working for 3 or 3.5 hours. Remember, we can't work for 24 hours. Teachers are the same. Teacher has to come at 8 o'clock, should work probably till 4:30 or maybe from 8:30 to 4:30. So there will be extra burden on the teachers, no doubt about it. We have to be mentally prepared. Because for one class, for example, 7th class, A section, biology teacher goes and takes a lesson, just for example. Now, the same lesson for 13 children, this teacher has to teach in the morning and again in the afternoon. It's like duplication of work, double the work for us. But this is the need of the hour. There is no escaping. We have to do that. We should be mentally prepared. Now, the question is, the school is working for just 3 hours or 3.5 hours, maximum 4 hours. Remember, 4 hours morning session, minimum 1 hour break for all these children to leave, then the next set of children to come, teachers to take lunch, minimum 1 hour, maybe even 1.5 hours. So, another 4 hours. So, that itself becomes almost 9.5 hours or even 10 hours. So, we cannot have for more than 3.5 or 4 hours. Maybe during the months of June, July, August, or even September. After that, situation will stabilize. Probably, we'll be able to go back to the regular schooling timings. Now, the question is, all important question is, with just 3 hours or 4 hours, can we complete the syllabus? What impact it will have on the academic progress? So, here I am coming out with a model for that. As I told, the decision of the government is final. We cannot impose our model against the decision of government. We will never do that. I am just proposing, and we should keep ourselves ready for that. Let us broadly divide the classes into 3 categories. Number 1, video class. Number 2, online interactive session. Number 3, class in the school. I am repeating once again, video class. We are making a video. We are sending the video through WhatsApp or through, posting it in YouTube, sharing the link to the parent. This video should be watched by the child at home. The child is coming to school for 3.5 hours. The other timings, suppose if the child is coming in the morning, after going back home, child should watch the particular video. We are giving a schedule also. This is the time you should watch this video. Okay, the video can be downloaded by the parent or through online link by pressing the link. The child, remember, if this happens, not all the parents will be at their home. Offices will be open. Government will give them an option, especially software kind of industries. They can work from home, but basic government departments, they have to go to office. Even for employees, there will be staggered timings. So, parents, some of them will be there at home, but we can't expect that parent is there at home all the time. So, we should plan for both. Child, pre-primary children, okay, they can watch when the parents come back. But class 1, class 2 onwards, if we give them a basic training, okay, how to switch on the laptop, start the video and watch it. Okay, so we are, for example, nursery. Teacher is telling a story. Once upon a time, there was a fox, there was a crow, whatever stories are told. So this is through a video. Child watches that video. Okay. For 5th class EVS, the lesson adaptation. Teachers, now we should record all these videos, class wise, subject wise. Okay. Teacher in camera records the video. Either we are posting these videos during that time. For example, June 16th, the school reopens. So according to schedule, this shows first lesson, video lesson at home. So we should post that link. Second day, we should post that link. That way, video lessons. Remember why I am telling this to you now? We should make videos ready. Some teachers, even though they are good at teaching, they are camera shy. So, those teachers, every teacher in Slate is good at the subject, but there are some teachers who are camera shy. Probably they cannot make a video so easily. So we should choose executives, principals, additional principals. Class wise, subject wise, you pick up teachers and entrust them with the job of making videos. We should divide the whole syllabus into 3 categories. Those which can be taught through video. This is one. Second one, interactive online session. For example, for nursery, teacher is teaching a rhyme. and asking children to get up and repeat the action. Ringa ranga roses, pocket full of roses, whatever rhyme, or in 7th class or 5th class, the adaptation lesson. Interactive session. After the child has watched the video, there will be a timetable for everything. Okay? There will be an interactive session wherein the teacher is asking the question and asking the child to answer. This is interactive session. Third one, activities that should happen in the school. The physical presence of the child is required. For example, Montessori activity for pre-primary. You can't organize Montessori activity through a video lesson, through online teaching, because children will not have the Montessori activity. Okay? Making children write the alphabet, because teacher has to see whether the child is holding the pencil or pen properly, whether the formation is correct, standing line, sleeping line, A, B, whatever. This is possible only in the school. For class 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever class, reading the textbook in the case of language. You know that in our system, each child is given a chance to read the textbook. Teacher goes to the child, and if the child is committing any mistake, teacher corrects it. No, this is not the way. You read this way. This is possible to some extent through Zoom, if not Zoom, some other app. Okay? Through online interactive teaching, but it has got its own limitations. When there are 15 to 16 children or at least 13 children, and children are very, very, enthusiastic. They want to ask, teacher has asked, given a word, say class 1, the teacher has given the word father. Through online interactive session, teacher is asking, okay, who can frame own sentence with the word father? No, even in the class, they all say, yes ma'am, we do ma'am. But in an online session, especially lower class children, they cannot, it's not easy to regulate them to speak in tones. So probably reading the lesson, framing own sentences, these things are possible only when the children are there in the school. Understood now? So I want each principal, each ADP, along with the teachers, class-wise, nursery, LKG, UKG, class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then subject-wise, you divide the whole syllabus, what we teach in school, into 3 categories. 1, video lessons. Number 2, online interactive teaching. Number 3, things that are possible only when the children are there in the school. For example, we cannot conduct an exam online. We don't know whether children are writing honestly. It's not true. It's not just doubting. Okay, I remember, exam is not just to give them marks and grades. It enables us to understand the child has really read or not, the child has really understood or not. So, things that can happen only in school. For example, Montessori activity, sports activity, art and craft activity. Remember, children require all this. Some people may ask, sir, when the time is less, why should we can't we cancel art and craft, computer classes for them? No. It is very much essential for the psychological growth, cognitive growth of the children. So, first list out those activities which can be done only in school. Then, those activities which can be done to great extent through online interactive teaching. And the rest through video lessons. I'll give one more example from, say, 7th class or 8th class. Physical science. Physical science teaches, for example, Newton's laws of motion, inertia, first law of motion. Okay, a teacher, now we should decide which teacher. Remember, we can't have one teacher making the video. Tirupati teachers, Slate Tirupati teachers should make video for themselves. Slate habits for themselves. That way, it should be self-sufficient. All the teachers should be involved. Only thing is, there could be some teachers here and there who are camera shy, so they can be spared for the time being, but they should also get acquainted. Okay, so making videos, then sending it to parent, then interactive teaching, then when the children come to the school. So we should keep everything ready. Now the task in front of that, divide the syllabus into these three categories. Then classroom teaching, as and when government decides, we will do. But let us keep this first one, video lessons, and second one, interactive. Planning for it. Videos can be made. Planning for interactive sessions. Let us make a timetable and let us keep ready. Whole B plan should be ready by the end of May. Okay, when government takes a decision, we will act accordingly. If plan A comes into picture, absolutely no need. This will become an additional reserve with us. And government goes ahead with this kind of planning, surely we will be in a much better position to give our best to the children. I think it's clear to you. So in case of any doubts, feel free to message to principals. If required, I will make one more video and will clarify your doubts. Okay, teachers, okay, executives. So let us start the job right from today. Thank you.